Yo, what's going on? All right, so boom, right? I'm looking at this situation, right? And you know what, you know what fucked us, you know what fucked us up and put black men in a situation where we became the weaker species, prison. So if you look at in the '60s, let's look at the '60s where Black Panthers started their revolutionary thing in the Nation of Islam when they started their thing. Everybody was powerful. It was powerful. But what happened was when they started incarcerating black men in the '60s, '50s, and '60s, like late '50s, '60s, when they started incarcerating black men, that was the real race. That was the real racism. Like that was where a white man could voice his authority over you. Like and nothing you could do. You couldn't do shit as a black man but bow down to his authority or either kiss his ass. And that's what a lot of black men was doing. A lot of black men were going in prison and coming out junkies, faggots, or just weak men, mentally fucked up. And it just trickled into society. So what happened was, like I said, a black man get caught, go to jail. A black man to do a crime, little petty crimes or whatever. Even petty as arguing with his wife, like they lock him up. Like that's how petty. That's how petty they was doing us. It was that petty, like where if you arguing with your wife and the neighbor hear y'all arguing, they call the police lock you up because you just argue, you raise your voice at your wife. That's how petty the cops was, and they was locking niggas up left and right. And once you get in jail, when nothing you could do. So now you in jail, they either beating your ass, white cops beating your ass, or they putting drugs in there. Like they like here's something to calm you down. And what they was doing after they beat your ass, they would give you heroin, and they would give them heroin supposed to be a sedative to calm them down. That's what they was telling them. They was like, yo, man, here, take this to calm you down, get you some rest. It was heroin. And that's how they was infecting heroin with niggas. Niggas was getting infected with heroin through that way. So when they came out, them niggas addicted to heroin. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to y'all is in this from the late 50s to the 60s and the 60s, that was the era where black men were really just being fucked up. Like I said, they would go to jail or prison. Like all your great leaders, like you know what I'm saying, all your great leaders back then, man, were victims of this. You know what I'm saying? All strong black men. I mean, you had black men in the 50s and the 60s. You had black men going to work, come home, taking care of family, like really men, real black men. But like I said, those black men that survived, not going to jail, those are the black men that raised strong black families. But the other ones, I'm not saying that they was not strong before they went in, but when they went in, it was hell. And then, like I said, then the white COs, they was letting niggas rape you. Like you going the 50s and the 60s, you getting raped. Like 3-4 big niggas holding you down, fucking you. Like you and it's constant. Like this happening like every day to you. So at some point, you like two things you gonna do. You gonna either let this nigga fuck you in your ass, or you gonna goddamn listen and do what the fucking CO say do. Now imagine you got a year of this shit. Imagine a year of this type of torture in the jails and prisons back in the 50s and 60s. Man, these motherfuckers was not playing with us, man. They was really fucking us up. And then you come out in society, back to your wife and your kids, fucked up. And then your wife and kids trying to wonder what's going on, honey. And your daddy, what's going on? You don't want to tell them, man, I've been fucked every day in prison. You don't want to tell your wife and your kid that. So now what's your next result? You launching out. You launching out. You mad, you bitter, you depressed, you angry. Instead of, you know what I'm saying, instead of talking to your wife and your wife about the situation, like me, well, you know, like I always tell you, I don't talk to your wife. Instead of talking to your mom and your dad or your uncles about the situation, you launch out at your wife, smack her, bow, fuck out my face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what was happening, man. They was really doing the thing on us, man. And this is from the 50s, the early 50s, the late 50s in the 60s. Especially when the Black Panther Party came about. When the Black Panther Party came about in that era where white men were like, where the white cops was just like really walking down the street beating up niggas. Like, it was worse than that. Like I said, they was like snatching niggas off the street for petty shit. Like, if you throw a piece of paper on the ground, they locking your ass up, man. You going to jail just so they could torture you and then throw you back out in the street fucked up. And then once you get out there, in the street, once they throw you out there in the street, this is how it trickled. This is how it trickled. Once it was two things. It was a couple things you could do. You could either get locked up. Then they'll say some shit like, "Well, you got a choice. We either gonna make you stand here, or you gonna get out here in the street. You gonna get this heroin. We gonna put this heroin in your hand. You gonna put this heroin in the street." And they was doing so. It was either like, I'm not trying to stay in jail, get fucked in the ass. So all right, bet, give me the heroin. And they give you the heroin, and you putting the heroin in, and they putting the heroin in the street. That's what the fuck they was doing. So in a sense, the white people were putting the heroin in the streets. They were. The white man was actually putting the drugs in the street, because they would give the black man and the senator, they would say, "Yo, look, you gonna stay in jail and get fucked in the ass, or you gonna we're gonna let you out, but you gonna have to put this heroin. You got to sell this heroin, and we're gonna be every week to collect our money." And that's what they were doing. That was a choice that the black man was doing. You know what I'm saying? They was putting that heroin in the street for the white man. But then the thing is, they had protection, because as long as you sold the heroin around this certain area where the cops had to be at, they weren't gonna fuck with you. These are the cops that's giving you the dope to sell, so they weren't gonna fuck with you. You can sit there and sell dope all day. They ain't gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And this was what was happening. And then it became a clique. These cops clicked up and was like, "Yo," it might be like 4 or 5 cops patrolling this certain area. And they gave the dope to the nigga, and the nigga started selling the dope. And the next thing you know, he recruits another nigga. But what happened was, the white cops started saying, "Okay, we gotta do something to make these motherfuckers happy. Give them a reason to keep doing this shit." Because what was happening was, it was coming back on it. Some people started snitching on them, and it started coming back on them. So they said, "Well, we got to get this off of us. So we gonna give them something, let them start spending some money, so it could be on them. So now people could be like, 'Oh, how did you get this car? How did you get those clothes?' So now it's back on them, because I ain't getting nothing off of it. You feel what I'm saying? So that's where the flashiness came from with the black man, where the black man started buying Cadillacs and zoot suits and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how that shit came about, bro. But in actuality, yes, the white cops was putting drugs in communities through black men. Yep. That's how that shit happened. It was either you go to jail, get fucked in the ass, get raped, get beat the fuck up every day, or you go out here in society and you sell these drugs. That was the choices that they was given. Peace.